Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, this is Video Wolf with the December edition of WTF Games You've Never Played. This month I tried something a little different and let my friends decide on which game I should review. They chose the 1990 Nintendo game Puss N Boots by Electro Brain Corp. Now when you hear the name Puss N Boots, what do you think about? For me, I think of the 1980s Nickelodeon cartoon Grimm's Fairy Tales. The fairy tale is about a young man who inherits a wise but crafty tabby who helps him find fame and fortune. However, I'm pretty sure most of you are more familiar with this version of Puss.
Pray for mercy from Puss N Boots. Ooh, I'll kill that cat.
So which version of this cat do we get for the NES? The crafty Con Kitty or the swashbuckling Cat of Doom? Well, let's start the game and find out. The first thing we notice is a map screen indicating all the levels in the game. We got the Wild West, New York, the Ocean, Space Wars, Liberty London, and Arabia. The game starts off in the Wild West with Puss riding in on a white stallion. Now the first thing I would like to point out are the weapons of the game. On the cover we see Puss wielding a sword, but in the game he has a pistol, bombs, and a boomerang. There's no sword to be seen. False advertising at its greatest. I mean, when I think of Puss N Boots in terms of combat, I think of this. Not this. Now, Puss N Boots is your typical side-scroller. You go from one side of the screen to the other while killing or avoiding all enemies that you come across. Our enemies in this game include angry kittens, pirates, pissed-off pussies, lightning bolts, floating heads, a robotic frog, a robotic snake, fish, balloons, zombies, samurai Satan, sharks, and of course, pooping eagles. Now, there really isn't anything to complain about this game. It has pretty solid controls, it's easy to play. However, I would like to mention the difficulty. It's way too easy. It took me 16 minutes to get to the final boss of the game. There are only a few times where I actually die, and that is usually from rushing through a level than actual difficulty. In fact, most levels let you stay in one spot and just coast on through. The levels themselves are rather strange. Some of them are trying to be realistic like the Wild West, the Ocean, London, but then we get these strange dungeons that remind me of Mega Man with large pipes, drills, dripping lava, and robotic bosses. Now, I'm going to show you how quickly you can beat this game. I'm going to show you all 16 minutes of my gameplay, no cheat codes enabled, but I will speed up the footage to make it easier on all you guys.
Larger than life.
So we get to the final boss of the game, and let me tell you, the difficulty suddenly shifts into high gear and kicks you square in the balls. The first time I got here, I had no clue what the hell just happened. I just died. You get to the end of this hallway, and then suddenly surrounded by these things. I have no clue what the hell they are. Some kind of gray cat and Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. But every time I come back, they just kick your ass. Half the time I'm dead before they even show up all the way. To win, I'm assuming that you take down the gray cat since he's the only one taking damage, but I've never gotten that far yet. And I die again. And that's game over. I wasted all my continues already, so we gotta start the game from the beginning, but right now, I'm a little tired of it. I'm pretty sure if I dedicated a good 45 minutes to an hour, I could beat this game. That's enough for me. This is not a bad game, to be honest. I mean, it's playable, and it's rather easy. If you have 30 minutes to kill, just pop it in, and you beat yourself another Nintendo game. But there's nothing really that appealing that makes you want to beat it. I mean, the fact that you could just stay in one place through most of the levels and not get hit or not die kind of kills the excitement. But then again, you know, this one's probably made for kids, so I understand the difficulty. Well, that concludes another episode of WTF. Thanks for joining me, and tune in next month for a very special treat, Ju-on for the Wii. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.